Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Of course, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. That's what you do. If you need a roof, you give us a shout at Parrish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Okay, y'all. How about it? LSU walks off South Carolina 12-11 in 10 innings after massive amounts of drama unfolded. Thanks to everybody who joined us for an immediate post-game recap yesterday. You can catch that on this here YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, it's on the YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out for the immediate reaction to the game. We'll kind of summarize that, then get into today, and we'll get to your comments and questions, et cetera. So fire away, you know the drill. LSU found themselves down 8-0, a day that you would kind of expect the pitching wasn't going to be the best. I quite honestly was a little surprised with the approach that LSU took on the mound. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. I thought that, well, I guess what they're likely to do today is what they were going to do yesterday. And then today would be more of like your up 10, down 10 guys, throw whoever. I mean, they went Javen Coleman, who hadn't pitched against SEC competition since Vanderbilt in the beginning of April. They went to Aiden Moffitt, DJ Primo. Sam Dutton gave you an inning and two-thirds through 32 pitches. He could come back today. Lohr threw 9 pitches, got you an out. Helmers went for 2 innings. Cade Anderson. And then once you had a game at the end, they went to Guidry and Herring. And then Herring to get the final out of the game. And final out in the 10th. I mean, it's a tie ball game. So Guidry came in, got you 2 outs, and got into a little bit of a pickle, as we saw. And then Herring came and got you the final out amid much drama in the 10th. So, first of all, you got to love the fight from this team, man. They get down 8-0. They come back, and we all thought it was over at that point. 6th spot in the bottom of the 4th. To make it 8-6. They come back and get 2 in the 6th. You answer with a solo homer by Jones. It's 10-7. Then you come back in the 7th with a couple of runs to make it 10-9. And then in the bottom of the 9th, they did it again. In the bottom of the 9th, LSU rallies to tie the game. And then, of course, we saw what happened in the 10th with the absolute fiasco in the top of the 10th, where South Carolina is trying to steal home Brady Neal, who's in the game for Alex Milazzo, who they pinch hit for. Or I should say they pitched ran Mac Bingham for Milazzo when he got on. Brady Neal was called for interference, which immediately led to a balk as well. So runner was awarded home, and the interference awarded the batter first base. At no point did Kyle Peterson's on the broadcast reading the rule. At no point did Brady Neal touch home plate or step in front of home plate. His right foot went into the left-handed batter's box. His left foot went wide of the plate. He never touched the plate. It was ruled out in real time. They overturned the call without a review and without anybody definitively seeing it, because it never happened. So a 20-minute delay, absolute garbage. Jay Johnson gets ejected. Jay is available to coach today. I know some of you are going to ask that question. He clarified in his post-game comments that the umpire told him, had he continued to argue, he would have been suspended for today. But instead, he was just ejected from yesterday's game. So, in any event, as the old saying goes, ball don't lie. And Travinsky walks, and on a pitch count, nonetheless. The South Carolina's pitcher was having an ear comm issue with 3 balls, and so he was. They called him for a delay, and they issue the walk. So Travinsky walks, then Milam homers. Smallest guy on the field hits an absolute blast to walk it off, and it was poetic justice to see it work out that way. So LSU wins 12-11. It's their 7th consecutive win after sweeping Ole Miss, now winning 4 in the SEC tournament. They'll play Tennessee today for the SEC championship. And when you look at who's available for LSU today, it's really, I would think, everybody except Luke Holman. Even Christian Little now has had 2 days off after throwing 51 pitches. If you had to go to Little for something, he could give you something. I don't know that. Let me rephrase that. Javen Coleman threw 58 pitches yesterday. He's not going to come back today. But everybody else, I mean, Moffitt threw 26 yesterday. You could go to him. I don't think you will. Primo threw 17. You could go to him. I don't think you will. Dutton threw 32. He could give you something today. Lohr threw 9 pitches. He could certainly come back. Helmer's 24. I'm sorry, Helmer's 18, Anderson 24, Guidry 20, Herring just threw the 1 pitch. He's most definitely available today. I guess my point is, like, you've got, I mean, I haven't seen yet if they've announced a starter. Yeah, I've not seen yet if they've announced a starter anywhere. Yeah, I'm looking. I do not see if they've announced the starter yet. Anyway, so have not announced a starter yet, at least not that I see anywhere. They could certainly, as we've talked about, they could certainly throw Gage Jump today. I'll say again what I've said a couple times here so far this week against Tennessee for the title. I don't. They're certainly not going to let Gage Jump go out there on 4 days rest and do what he did on Tuesday and throw 105 pitches. But could you bring him back on 4 days rest and say, hey, go get me through the lineup once. Go get me 9 outs. Go throw 50 pitches and get me through the lineup once. Sure, they could do that. Could you go throw 30 pitches and get me two innings? They could do that, certainly, as an opener. But you've got Herring available. You've got Ackenhausen available. Little could certainly come back. I mean, all of the guys you've counted on are available today. So it'll be really interesting to see what they elect to do, if they do run Jump back out there, or if they decide, hey, let's just sit and get ready for Friday. So that's what's most important, because if you throw him today, again, remember, Jump is going to throw Friday in the regional opener, we would all assume, right, in a 2-3 matchup. And so if you throw him today, then he's throwing Friday on 4 days rest again. So you certainly don't want to overwork him today if you're going to throw him. So we'll see what they do. Again, if y'all have seen a starter announced, I haven't seen a starter announced yet, but y'all let me know if you have. So, okay, smash that like button. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. So, game time with it 10:20. So they're 3 hours and 40 minutes away. They certainly know who they're throwing today, but they haven't said yet. At least not that I've seen. Okay, James Charles, more to Matt. Did you hear at the end of the broadcast, one of the announcers said LSU wins despite the missed call? Yeah. I mean, they were all as perplexed as we were. Trivia, good morning. Can I get a belated birthday shout out for my daughter, Olivia? Absolutely. Happy birthday, Olivia. I hope your day was awesome. When was her birthday, Trivia? I hope it was an awesome day. And Dad bought you all the cake in the world and tons of presents, and it was the best birthday ever. Let's see. Cortland, good morning. Jacob, what's going on? Caleb. DJ Trauma Gaming, what's up? Make defense great again. More to Matt. I was at the game yesterday. What an amazing experience. There was one section about 30 South Carolina fans. The rest were LSU fans. No doubt, LSU fans take over this event, and they're going to do that en masse today. As a matter of fact, Erica's sister, Lauren, who y'all have all met from, that's Larry, right, who y'all all have met. Larry and her husband, their kiddos, and some friends are all making the drive today. So if anybody has extra tickets, let me know. I know they're going hunting for tickets, so I think they looked and they said you can get general admission tickets for like $20 or something like that. But if anybody's got good seats, let me know. Put you in touch with Larry. Murder Giraffe, Crawfish Etouffee, what's going on? Jeff Hawk, what up, my dude? X Habit 91, what's going on? Aaron Hornsby, Zachary, what's going on? Good morning. I think one of the biggest takeaways I see right now is their ability to battle back, not quit when they're down. You know what? I'll say, Zachary, they've been that all year. I'll give them credit. Even when things weren't going well, I never saw this team quit. Like, they just weren't a team that laid down and got beat. So I don't think that's ever been a problem with this team. But maybe maybe a different way to say it, Zachary, is no lead is safe, because right now they are hitting through the line. Like that's the thing that we talked about after the other comeback against South Carolina. Your Tommy White and Ashton Larson combined to go 0 for 11, and you put up 11 runs on 13 hits. You got production elsewhere. Yesterday, Braswell 3 for 4. White was just 1 for 4. He did have a walk. Jones 2 for 5. Pearson 1 for 5. Travinsky 2 for 5. Milam 3 for 6. Brown 1 for 3 with a walk. Larson 0 for 2 with a walk. Fry pinch hit double. Milazzo 0 for 4 with a strikeout. But you see the point, like, you got production up and down your lineup. It wasn't just like one guy did it all. Now, Milam was 3 for 6, and he's been awesome in this tournament. But Braswell was 3 for 4. So Braswell, White, Jones, Pearson, Travinsky, Milam, Brown. 7 of your starting 9 got a hit yesterday. I mean, it's hard to put them away when everybody up and down that lineup is hitting. Larry, what's good? Taylor, good morning. Jump for the start today. Don't know. Again, I'm not opposed to it. If they want to put Jump out there for a couple innings, then I'm okay with that. Some people are pushing back against it, the possibility of it. Look, he's gonna fire it up and have a bullpen day anyway. He's off his timing anyway, right? Considering he would have thrown typically Friday. Instead he went, does he go Tuesday, Sunday, Friday? Maybe. But he's off his normal rhythm anyway. He's going to throw a bullpen. Why not have a glorified bullpen today and give him 30, to 50 pitches today? Kelly, happy championship Sunday. Lucky 13 SEC championship. Bubba Tatum, Lane Oakley, good morning. Let's go get this win today. All right, let's see. Aaron, John, baseball is the most exasperating sport ever. John's because there's no clock, man. It's never over until you get the 27th out. I mean, it's one of the reasons that makes baseball a great game and different from the others. Brian, good morning from Pottsville. What a game. Umps almost screwed it up for the Tigers, no doubt. All right. Devin, what's going on? Drew's good today, man. Thank you. Short draw, whitetail. What time is the game? 2 p.m. today. Central. Shane left Iowa at 5, about 2 hours away from Hoover. There you go, Shane. Look at you, man, getting it. Gail Luquette, I don't understand subbing Neal for Milazzo in the first place. Why in the top of the inning? So they had pinch run for Milazzo. So when Milazzo got on base, they put Bingham in to run for Milazzo. And so Neal went in to catch because you would sub Milazzo, which is absolutely the right thing to do. I mean, you have to get the run home. And so on a base hit, you need a guy who's, even on a shallow, a base hit in the shallow outfield, you got to score. So you put, they did the same thing when they pinch ran Kling for Fry. Fry doubled, they put Kling in for Fry. Fry had pinch hit for Larson because they were trying to get they were trying to get a right-handed bat in there. So Fry went in there and pinch hit for Larson and doubled, and then they pinch ran for Fry with Kling. So I had no problem. I had no problem with pinch running for Milazzo in that spot. I mean, what's more important is getting the run home. That was the greatest college baseball game in history. Crawfish A2, but I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. If you want to see the greatest college baseball game in history, then you need to go watch the LSU Miami national championship game with Warren Morris's homer. That game is so much more than just Warren Morris's homer. You had controversial calls, you had lead changes, you had a near miss grand slam. You had amazing defensive plays. I mean, people forget Warren Morris gunned down a runner at the plate when he knocked down the ball deep in the hole at second. I mean, seriously, especially considering the stakes and the manner in which it ended with a walk-off homer. Bro, go watch the 1996 national championship game in full. Start at the beginning, watch the whole thing, and you'll go, oh my God, like all the things that happened. I mean, Chad Cooley made would look like a diving catch and left. As he's diving forward, as he's sliding, he turns his glove over and the ball just sort of pops out the front, even though he squeezed it, landed. But apparently they had to go to the rule book, determine like the fielder has to voluntarily take the ball out of the glove. Anyway, you got to go watch it. Like yesterday was great. It pales in comparison to the 96 national championship game with LSU and Miami. The game as a whole is the greatest game I've ever seen. Cortland Jacob, When the Steele debacle happened live, I told my wife if I was the batter, I would have swung to draw the catcher's interference. Don't understand how catcher interferes when the batter steps out. Bradley, good morning from Hoover. Okay. Gary, Danny. Yeah, D1 has LSU going to Norman paired with Georgia. I think that's what they had yesterday. Either D1 or Baseball America had that yesterday as well. Maybe they had Stillwater yesterday and Norman today. But the thing to keep in mind is that they still have LSU as a 2 seed, which is sort of validating the thing that I've continued to say, that LSU is not going to host a regional. It's really just a matter of, can you keep climbing up from a 3? I think they've solidified themselves as a 2 now. Can you solidify yourself as a 2? And I'm sure he's going to come in here in a second. Okay, come see. Backpack's beeping. Hang on. I don't know if you're done. Come see. I don't think you're done. Come see. I think you're just. I don't think you're done. Let me see. I don't think you're done. Let me see. You're not done. You want to say hi, Dad show? Hey, listen, after backpack, and Daddy and Drew are going to get dressed, and we're going to go to. Where are we going today? Crawfish boil. Yep. Can I have a kiss? I love you. You want to say hi, Dad show? Nope, he's gone. No interest in saying hi to Dad show. All right. Smash the like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. They're just the best. Of course, Parrish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Info on the scroll. You need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. And of course, if you got pain, Crystal Poche at Restored Motions. Book a session, restoredmotions.com. Okay. Where are we? There we go. Bubba. Do you know what process would be for Milan to change his walk-up song to Neck? Could it be done before first pitch today? No idea. Austin Kidder, good morning. Going to quote Major League, but the family-friendly version. There's only one thing left to do, win the whole darn thing. Handegriff actually said that, Austin, on Live at Lunch on Friday as well. I love it. It's so good. All right, Aaron, Shane, Jaden Burrow, good morning. Dustin, who gets the ball today? Again, I would, if it were me, and it's not me, I'm not making that determination. I would give Gage Jump the ball and let him go throw between 30 and 50 pitches. I would certainly not extend him, but I would give him the ball and let him go try to get me maybe through the lineup once. And then, depending on what their scouting report is against Tennessee, if it's righties or lefties, I mean, you have Herring, Ackenhausen, Little, Guidry. You've got lower. I mean, you've got plenty of arms today to get through this. But I would give Gage Jump the ball and let him go and let him throw today. It would not be a long outing, but I would let him throw today. Let's see. Guys say Gut says they lose today. Hope that Tommy Tank shakes off the mini slump he's been in since early in the tournament. You know, it's interesting. Mini slump. Like, I would say yes if we were seeing bad ABs and, you know, a bunch of swing and miss. Like the game against South Carolina, the first, the Braswell game. I mean, he mashed 2 balls. One of them, the center fielder went over the wall in right center and brought back what would have been a 2-run homer. So it's hard for me to say Tommy White's in a slump when he's hit the ball hard and had good ABs. He just hasn't been rewarded for it. And he did have a hit yesterday. He was 1 for 4 and he walked. So he was on base twice yesterday. So I get what you're saying, mini slump. But I would be more concerned if he was having bad ABs, a lot of swing and miss, strikeouts, and that just hasn't been the case. So he did strike out once yesterday, but still, I mean, I'm not concerned with Tommy White. Jay Sessions, what's going on? Aaron, Merrick, where's the video of the play from the ump's camera? Good question. Don't know. Tiger Diver, Stefan, how about Milam from the right side? Matt, I know he mashed it. And what he's referring to is the fact that Milam has been better from the left side this year than from the right. So Milam's a switch hitter, and there's been a lot of talk about him eventually just staying on the left side and just hitting from the left side. John, good morning. When listening to DeLucci on AFR, kind of sounds like he roots for LSU, even though he went to Ole Miss. I know he's from here, and LSU didn't offer him. Do you think he cheers for LSU? Yeah, Luch likes LSU for sure. I mean, they're very much an LSU family. I mean, they go to LSU games and LSU football games and everything. He's from Baton Rouge, grew up rooting for LSU, and I think that's a pretty natural thing. I mean, I know a lot of people who are from here, went to school here, and went to other schools in the SEC, Ole Miss, Georgia, Bama, and they still pull for LSU. Hey, Joseph, good morning. Lance, morning. What an ending to the game. I like the fight they showed in a game where they could have easily mailed it in. They fought back and took it. I'll say it again for those that missed it at the beginning of the show. That's been a hallmark of this team all year. Even when they were 3-12 in the conference, there wasn't a time where you felt like they just quit. I mean, the Arkansas series up in Fayetteville where they got swept is a great example of that. They faced adversity in all those games and rallied and fought to the end and had chances to win. They just couldn't finish games late. They're doing that now, which is way more fun. So, and after Drew's here. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. What do you hear? What do you see? You see a blower? Yeah. Okay. Drew, right there. Matthew, what's good? Austin, if the season does not teach LSU baseball fans patience, nothing ever will. Look, Austin, 2017 was an example of that as well. So I'm convinced nothing ever will, right? It's just baseball, and some people are conditioned for it and love it, and some people aren't. And some fans just react the way they do and always will. So, I mean, even last year, man. Last year, remember, they lost 2 of the final 3 weekends and bowed out early in the SEC tournament. And a lot of people thought, oh, well, they peaked. They played their best ball. And, of course, they went on and won the national championship. So, Cajun Country, good morning. LSU do enough to get out of the Tennessee Super Regional. I see what you're saying. So, if Tennessee, well, I probably so if you're the hot, so it depends. So what he's referring to is if wherever LSU is paired, right, whatever regional you're paired with would be where you'd play in the Super Regional. So if Tennessee is like either the number 1 or number 2 national seed, which is probably where they'll be somewhere 1 or 2 national seed, then they would play. So if you're the number 1 national seed, you're paired with the 16. If you're the number 2 national seed, you're paired with the 15. Right. Well, if LSU is in theory like the highest 2 seed in the field, you would be the 2 seed in the 16 in theory, right? They might change it up because they're not going to send LSU to an SEC team's regional. You could be paired with an SEC super regional, likely will, just because of the math. But so what he's saying is like, where would you rather LSU be have an easier regional, like against the number 16, but be paired with the number 1 national seed, like have to go to Knoxville or something like that? Or would you rather LSU go to like Stillwater or Norman? Like Norman's a better example. If LSU goes to Norman, who they have as the 8 seed, and they're paired with like Athens, who might be the 9, well, it'll be a harder regional, but a more manageable super than if you had to go play in Fayetteville or Knoxville or something like that. That's kind of the question. We won't really know till tomorrow. Barry, good morning. Cortland, I don't understand how the ump retroactively makes a call that he wasn't looking for live. How can he definitively say he saw what he wasn't watching? That's exactly the point, Cortland. So, and if it was the home plate ump or one of the other field umpires that made the call to overturn it, I don't know. It's another reason why I've always said umpires should have to answer questions after games. Coaches and players have to speak to the media. Umpires, officials, referees are part of a game, and they should have to speak as well. I think it is... I think it's quite honestly cowardly and does a disservice to fans and everyone when the umpires don't have to speak for the decisions that they made and the call they made. They should all be held accountable. Everybody involved should be held accountable. You do not get, you shouldn't get amnesty from that. You should have to go speak on the decision you made. Explain to people why you made the call you made in that moment, and they didn't. And the thing that maybe annoyed me the most is the guy who's the coordinator of the officials comes on the broadcast, and Kyle Peterson asks him point blank, in your judgment, was this the right call? And he refuses to answer the question. It's like, why are you on the broadcast? Like, what purpose is this serving, having you come try to help the audience understand what happened when you won't even give an opinion of what we just saw transpire, when everyone seems to think they botched the call, and you won't say whether he botched the call or not? Like, why are you here? Why are you just don't want to hang your buddies in blue out to dry? Why are you here? That annoyed the mess out of me. But it's over. Milo made sure it didn't matter. Tigers win to go beat Tennessee today. All right, smash the like button if you're on YouTube. Subscribe up to the channel if you're new. We've got about 500 people watching live here on a Sunday morning. I appreciate y'all so much. Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post, and of course, tell you all the time, you need orthopedics, go to Brock. You need a roof, give us a shout at Parrish Construction and Roofing, parrishbuilt.com. Parrishbuilt.com. Adam, head coach of South Carolina, brought the plate to the umpire's attention because he saw it called on social media. Wow. Did Kingston actually say that after the game? I did not see Mark Kingston's comments after the game. Brett, can you give a shout out to my MMA student, Kimpton? Won his debut by first round KO at the Bayou Fighting Championship last night. That'd be Kimpton. Look at that first round KO. Hey, man, Brett, I'm going to tell you what. I don't care at what level you fight. If you go lock yourself in a cage with another human and fight for show, that takes a different kind of wiring, a different kind of special. So congrats to Kimpton, man, on the fight, on the win. That's awesome, man. 56 is insane. 56. Make defense great again. Observation from pregame. LSU was warming up an hour and a half before game time. South Carolina showed up 30 minutes before was horse playing in the outfield. LSU very businesslike, went down 8. Make defense great again. I don't know South Carolina's routine. They might have been warming up off site. Like, it's entirely possible that they were going through a pregame routine beforehand. I know Jay Johnson told us when they were playing the 9:30 a.m. game that they would be in the cages taking swings at the Hoover Met at 7:30. So I think everybody just has like you heard him say on the broadcast yesterday, Javen Coleman prefers to start because, especially since Tommy John, he feels like he needs more time to get ready. So he feels like he's a more effective starter than coming out of the bullpen because he needs a longer routine to get ready. Isn't catcher's interference reviewable? Apparently catcher's interference is, but the balk call, the combo of the thing is what they said wasn't. That's my interference. Is that play at home on a steal like that was not reviewed? Which why isn't everything reviewable? It's maddening to me. Like, it doesn't make any sense because we see it all the time. You see plays all the time that have controversial moments in them, and we hear, well, that's not reviewable. Why? Why isn't everything reviewable? There's no explanation why that isn't reviewable. There was a feeling a rally was coming. Barry, who would you start? I would start Jump. I would not extend him. Like, I would not throw him 100 pitches today, but I would start him. Michael, no, start Helmers. You got to be kidding. Brett B, crazy stat for Milam is all his homers over 400 feet. He would develop even more pop, in my opinion. He could be a 15 homer guy. He could be. Brandon Hoyt, heck of a comeback. Wendell, South Carolina did the play on purpose and was ready to argue complete setup. I don't know about that. I don't think, judging by the game, Wendell, I don't think that was a called play, Wendell. And you're certainly not expecting the catcher to step in front of the plate or to call catcher's interference. Like, that's the go-ahead run at third base. You're not trying to get a call. You're trying to score the run. I think keep in mind, Herring is a left-handed pitcher. So Herring's back is to third base, right? So his back is to the runner. And in my opinion, I think, and I did not see the post-game interview. I think the runner made a judgment call to go. I think that's what happened. And he thought he could make it. And the chaos that ensued, but he was clearly, Herring, Neal did a great job identifying it, getting the ball, securing it, making the tag. But I don't think that was I don't think that was a designed or called play. I don't think they were trying to steal home. And certainly the batter wasn't a squeeze play. The batter never turned square to bunt or to offer the ball. He just got out of the way. So it was definitely not a squeeze play. I mean, that was a straight steal. And I think the runner decided to go on his own. Ryan, do you think LSU has an advantage over Tennessee since they had a day off this tournament? Tennessee's played every day. I don't know what pitching they have left. So hang on one second. I am going to be curious to see what Tennessee does on the bump today. So here we go. So Tennessee, I'm trying to see who Tennessee used in their game yesterday. Remember, they had played State Friday and then Vandy Saturday when LSU had Friday off. So let's see. They threw Sechrist and Phillips yesterday. And then on Friday, this is the bigger one to see who they threw against State. Okay, against State. Okay, so they threw Drew Beam against State. So Drew Beam is not coming back. That's the good news. Like, they can't throw their ace in this game. When did Snead and Causey last pitch? This would have been Thursday against A&M, and they threw Causey for 68 pitches on Thursday. I guess Causey could come back and give you something. Maybe they go with Snead today. I'm trying to see. I just haven't watched every pitch of Tennessee in this tournament. I'm trying to see when Snead pitched. Maybe the first game against Vandy that they played on Wednesday. Was that when Snead pitched? Yeah. Okay, so Snead, and he only threw 39 pitches. I think you see Snead today. Snead threw 39 pitches on Wednesday against Vandy. That would be my guess. If I had to guess, that's probably what Tennessee will do today. So again, don't know definitively, but if I had to guess, that's probably what they do today. They throw Snead. So Snead on the season actually leads them in ERA, 3.26 ERA. He's a reliever, but he's thrown 60 innings, so he's a reliever who can extend. They might go ahead and start him. So Beam, I can't imagine Beam or Causey. Or Beam's definitely not available today. I can't imagine they're going to throw Causey. Again, that's the benefit of LSU having the day off Friday and Tennessee having to play Friday. Who else? And I think, and Sechrist pitched yesterday, so he's not available. Did I say Stamos pitched yesterday? Or was it 2 days ago? Let's see. Sorry, I'm doing this real. I'm just trying to figure out what Tennessee might do. So Sechrist was yesterday and Stamos was Friday, right? Sorry, I know this is not great for y'all. I'm just trying to figure this out real time. Oh, they brought Snead. Snead saved for them. Oh, he only threw 10 pitches. All right, so Snead's definitely available today. Snead would definitely be available. I think Stamos is definitely going to be available today as well. So I think you definitely see those two guys today from Tennessee. We'll see who gets the ball first, but Sechrist and Beam are I would say are definite no's for today. So, but look, it's a good offensive team, man. You're gonna, whoever LSU runs out there, you're gonna have a challenge. I mean, it's still Christian Moore. They still got Blake Burke. Dreiling, who feels like he's been there forever. I mean, they hit 313 as a team. They have 146 homers. I mean, that is a really, really good offensive team. So All right. Let's do about 10 more minutes, y'all. As I mentioned, got the Moscona family reunion down in New Orleans today. Crawfish Bowl at my Uncle Mike's house. Family from Arkansas is in town. I love the fact that our Arkansas family is in town, and they will not be watching Arkansas play in the SEC championship today. Anyway, I love you all. I know a lot of them are probably watching. But anyway, so let me do about 10 more minutes here. I need to get ready, and Drew and I are going to pop down to New Orleans. I mentioned y'all. I don't know if I told y'all, but Mimi is back in the hospital again. Erica's mom. So if y'all could, that's the third time in the past 6 weeks or so. So if y'all that she's been in the hospital fighting an infection and just some stuff going on. So if y'all could say a prayer today and keep her in your thoughts and prayers, we'd certainly appreciate it. So she's a strong old bird. And she'll get through it, but just a tough time right now. So okay. Let's see. Matt, ask your Arkansas family about that pop up. I think it was Tyler Spoon, if I'm not mistaken, and I do feel bad for him, man. I mean, I love it that Arkansas didn't win a national championship because of it, but for that program, and Dave Van Horn is such a good guy and a great coach and has built a great program. I mean, to have been a pop foul away from winning the national championship, you drop it, you lose on a rally, and then lose the next day. I can't even imagine how that must eat everybody up. Brian Broom, Stephanie Grice, their one trick pony will play that pitcher again, Stanford. I went to the bottom of the comments. You're talking about softball. Yes, single elimination today for SEC title. Landon, sorry, y'all are talking softball. Let's see. Robert, still remember the Wake Forest LSU game as the greatest pitching matchup I've seen for college baseball. The only other one, Robert, I would tell you definitively that comes to mind, and I agree that yes, that last year, Skeens and Louder. Okay. 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 You're free. Off you go. So yes, Skeens and Louder last year was one that was billed as, two first-round picks against each other, and it absolutely lived up to the billing. Everything about that game lived up to the billing. It was awesome. The one that until that point had really been the standard that everyone talked about, Robert, was the 2013 Supers with LSU and Oklahoma when it was Aaron Nola against Jonathan Gray. And that game absolutely lived up to the billing as well. Nola and Gray were both awesome. I mean, Gray was a 100-mile-an-hour fireballer who was a top 10 pick. Let's look at Jonathan Gray go in the draft. Nola. Nola went 7 overall. Gray went 3rd. So Gray went 3rd to the Rockies. Nola went 7 to the Phillies. So you had the 3rd and 7th overall picks of the draft in that 2013 Super Regional. LSU won it in Baton Rouge, and it was awesome. So I need a new T-Bob versus Tennessee hype video. I hadn't thought about it, Chad, but now that you bring it up, I sincerely hope he's got one in the barrel. I hope so. Let's see. Ben, do the Tigers win today? I'm desperate to see who they throw. I'm so interested to see if they throw Gage Jump in this ball game. I really thought that let's see, Tennessee is a -160 favorite, LSU plus 124. So Tennessee is favored in the game. Again, I think if LSU decides to throw Jump for any length of time, that's an advantage LSU on the mound, at least to start the game. I think Tennessee offensively, and they're more complete. I mean, Tennessee might be the number 1 national seed. I mean, they won 22 league games, but then again, so did Kentucky. But I think but Tennessee beat Kentucky, which is why Tennessee was the 1 seed in this tournament. They beat Kentucky or they tied 22-8, but had the head-to-head series win over Kentucky, which is why they were the 1 seed. So, anyway, Miracle Martinez, morning crew. Any thoughts on LSU softball? I'm always pulling for LSU softball. You know that. I'm a huge Beth Torina fan and will always pull for her. I quite honestly, I remember talking to Beth several years back, and when they had made it to OKC, several times already. Skip came and talked to them, um, it wasn't until Skip's fifth or sixth time in Omaha. So let's see, 86, 87. Skip didn't win it all in Omaha until his fifth trip. And so that was one of the things I know he talked to Beth, like, so you got to get there before you can win it. Now, that's not always true, but it's a big part of it. So I'm always pulling for them. I know they play Stanford today. It's a night game, so it'll be 8:30 tonight out in Stanford. The winner goes to the Women's College World Series. So LSU against Stanford tonight. They won 11-1 and 5 on Friday, and then got blanked 3-0 last night. So, pulling for the girls to get done tonight. Okay. Brock, are you doing post-game streams after LSU football play? So, Brock, you may not be familiar, but T-Bob and I do a show called Whiskey and Wine. A lot of you are familiar with it, but we do it on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel and Facebook page. So if you're not subscribed up to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge on YouTube, do that. Because that's where that T-Bob and I are live from Don Juan Cigar Bar. So I feel like everyone in the world is aware of that show because I get asked about that more than anything. But it's still a reminder that there's a lot of people who still don't know. But yes, so you can catch us live from Don Juan Cigar Bar after every LSU game. Now, the season opener against USC out in Vegas will be out in Vegas, but we'll do it there. There you go, C-Mac. So the South Carolina hitter said more or less after the game he didn't know it was coming in. So that tells me, and again, I did not listen to South Carolina postgame, but just considering the batter didn't square to bunt, it certainly wasn't a safety or suicide squeeze. The batter just got out of the way, and I don't think they called the steal. Maybe they did, but it sure felt like the runner at third took it upon himself to try to go win the game. Zachary, does Herring have a bigger role next season? Could he be in the weekend rotation? Zachary, if he comes back, I would tell you that he's coming back with the opportunity to be a starter. Every pitcher wants to be a starter. Starters get drafted higher and paid more at the next level. The challenge for Herring is next year you've got Chase Shores coming back. You've got Cade Anderson. You will have Cam Johnson, then Herring, and you better believe Jay's going in the portal to get a starter, just like he did with Skeens and Jump and Holman. Like, he's going to go get a starter out of the portal. So if you come back with the eye of being a starter, you're going to have to compete for it and win that starting job. So if you're Herring, do you come back to compete for a starting job but potentially not win it? Do you transfer somewhere where you're automatically a starter, or do you sign a pro contract depending on what's offered you? Those are the options that are going to be available for Herring, and he's going to have some. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to have some decisions to make. All right. Let's see. Okay, y'all, we might be just about done. I'm scrolling to the bottom to see if anybody else has anything else. As always, smash the like button, subscribe up to the channel. Thank y'all so much for offering up the prayers. We appreciate it. Kyrie, what's good? Smoking that SC pack. Wish this was nightcap so I could resend my comment from the immediate reaction yesterday. Yeah, forgive me. So immediate reaction, I was not looking at comments. I just riffed for about 10 minutes and then we shut it down. But thanks to everybody who watched the immediate reaction yesterday. If you missed it, if you're watching here on Morning Scone, you go back on the YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, go to my YouTube channel and you can catch the immediate reaction video there. Michael Broussard, morning from Champaign, Illinois. Selfishly hope LSU goes to Terre Haute, an hour drive. I would be perfectly fine with that as well. Southern Pell, what if they pitch Jump today, Holman Friday? Sure, you could certainly do that. I'm just the only, and Southern Pell, that's not a bad plan at all. I just look at what we saw Jay do a year ago when he threw Skeens against Tulane in the regional opener, which he got away with it, but it was one of, in my opinion, one of the most careless things, one of the most careless decisions I can remember, burning that bullet against Tulane. And they got through it when they beat Oregon State in the Marble game. But, I mean, you, in theory, should have been able to beat Tulane with any one of your pitchers. And to throw Skeens against Tulane was literally as surprising a decision as I can ever remember. So I just looking at Jay's, all I can do is go by Jay's history. And so look what he did on Tuesday. He brought back Jump on short rest to win a game in the SEC tournament because he felt like he needed it. So I kind of feel like he's going to throw Jump on Friday in the regional. And I think that's the right decision. But that's when you get to the point, like, what are you weighing more heavily, this SEC tournament championship game or winning the opener in a 2-3 matchup of the regional? What gives you the best chance? Well, throw in a healthy, full strength, rested Gage Jump. Kevin, does Tennessee have to beat us twice? No. Championship is single elimination. So today is when you get to the weekend, it's one game. That's it. LeClaire won Monaco. Now time for us to bring the title home from Hoover. I have no idea what LeClaire and Monaco is, Juan. I'm assuming that's probably F1. But, brother, you're in America, and nobody in America cares about Formula One. Go Tigers. The TB29 hype videos will never be matched. Lisa Drago, good morning, prayers for Erica's mom. Heading to Metairie today for Lisa's graduation from Country Day. Okay, that's awesome. We'll be not far. We'll be down in NOLA today for the Scone family crawfish boil. All right, y'all, we're about to bounce. Gorilla mentioned LSU hasn't faced an ace and only won through bullpen days. Who does Tennessee have? Where are they in their lineup? Yeah, so went through that just a bit ago with Tennessee. Again, I haven't seen starters announced as we're doing this right now, but Tennessee, I don't believe Beam is available today. Beam is definitely not going to be available today. Sechrist threw 80 pitches yesterday, so he's not available. Beam threw against Mississippi State on Friday, and he threw 84 pitches. So Beam and Sechrist are most definitely not available today. I think we saw Causey on Thursday, and he only threw, Stamos threw 53 and Causey threw 68. So I think those two guys, the ones that threw on Thursday against A&M, are probably who you see today. With 2 days rest to see both of those guys come back and give you something, I think you probably see Stamos and Causey today for Tennessee. Depending on what Jay elects to do, you, in theory, should have an advantage on the mound today, man. You got all your best guys available, and their top two guys aren't. So, or I can't imagine we see Snead or Beam today. I'm sorry, Beam or Sechrist today. Now, Snead is a reliever who's their best by ERA at 3.26. He's made one start this year. He's appeared in 21 games. He's thrown 60 innings. He's a really good pitcher. But especially if you decide to lead with Jump today, you have an advantage. If you say Jump, get me through 3 innings, and then you've got Herring, Ackenhausen, Little through 51 pitches, but has had 2 days rest since Thursday. He could come back and give you something. Guidry could certainly come back again today. You've got all your best guys in the bullpen available in some capacity today. Lower could come back today. I feel good about it. So I feel good about your opportunity today, depending on what they elect to do. So, wait, someone said the game's at 4. No, the game today is at 2. Game isn't at 4. The game's at 2 today. Yeah, 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock today, not 4 p.m. It's at 2 p.m. today. We went 6-2. I don't think it's going to be 6-2. You're going to see more offense than 6-2. Victoria Green, Timothy Fontenot, great day to be a Tiger. Yes, sir. What's your opinion? How far the Tigers go into the championship? Believe our chances are fair based on what I've seen. Do you mean like in the College World Series? It's all going to depend on the draw. Um, can we win 15-1 so I can dunk on the Tennessee fan base all day? Probably not. I think Tennessee's offense is a little too good for that. But I would take 1-0. I would take 6-5. I would take anything. I would take a win today. Be awesome. So, all right, y'all. I got to bounce because Drew and I are going to head down to New Orleans for the Moscone family reunion crawfish boil. We'll have the Tigers on, even if I'm just watching on my phone from the boil. But we're going to look forward to seeing family today and having a great day. So, y'all smash that like button, subscribe up to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscone page, share the post. As always, shout out to Brock. Remember, nights and weekends, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic after hours clinic is open. So if you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. And of course, Parrish Construction and Roofing. Thanks to everybody for the support. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, if you could like the Parrish channels, all of our channels are Parrish Built at Parrish Built, and our website is parrishbuilt.com. So we'd love to give you that free, no obligation roofing inspection. So many of you have reached out. You can go to the website, fill out the form on the homepage for both personal, residential roofing issues. Some of you have reached out with commercial questions or jobs or opportunities to bid. We're very grateful for that. So, like I've said, we're the same company we've been for 3.5 years in the sense that it's all the same people here. We just all separated and started our own company now, and it's under the banner of Parrish. So, getting everybody used to, you know what I told y'all I was going to do? I told you I was going to play the jingle for you. Hang on. Let me see if I can connect Bluetooth real quick. Okay. All right. I hope this comes through. Okay, we're connected. Hang on. I hope y'all can hear this and it sounds good. All right, this is going to be the world debut. This is not final. It's not final, okay? But this is the concept we're working with. I'm going to play it for you here. This is the new Parrish jingle, okay? A lot of you like the other jingle we had. And all right, you ready? Let's go. Here we go.
At Parrish, we got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish Built from your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
All right, what do you think? Not a total finished product. That's at 20. We got to make sure we get to 30 for 30-second spots on radio and television. But that's the concept. I'll tell you what's been stuck in my head is the Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish Built from your hometown. That has been, I wake up in the morning and I hear that. I'm going to let you hear it again. Ready? Here you go. Okay, I hope y'all could hear that. Tell me if you could hear that. Or because sometimes when we played stuff here, it's been a little muffled. Sound was terrible. Gosh, dog it. I don't know why. I don't know why this isn't working through this board. You know what I'll do? Let me just disconnect Bluetooth and I'll just play it here. I'll just play it right here. All right. That you could probably hear that, but that was worse. That was worse. How about if I hold it back farther? What's going on with this?
At Parrish, we got you covered. From the top of your roof.
I don't know if y'all can hear it. I hope y'all can hear that. Anyway, no, y'all still can't. Why can't y'all hear that? All right, I'll turn it down. I thought having it up would be better. All right, I'll turn it down and hold it farther away. Hang on, ready? Any better? Was that any better? I would hope that was better. No? I don't know. Like, I can hear it perfectly fine. So I don't think it's definitely not the file. I think whatever is happening is whenever that is going through the mic into the soundboard, something is distorting it. And I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense why that wouldn't work, especially holding it up to the microphone. Okay. That's so weird. I'll figure something out. But I told you I was going to try. So I tried. Anyway. Okay. Y'all have an awesome day. I got to go. We'll see ya. Go Tigers.